especially this second half of my career, I'm just living my life at peace and being happy. Whatever happened in my life happens, you know, and but at the end of the day, I'm able to hold those memories, go back and share it with my loved ones, and go down in history as a great man. So, you know, when you say you have to do certain things, you're automatically adding pressure upon yourself due to those that already added pressure to you too, because people on the outside looking in, they expecting something else. They expecting things as well as I'm expecting of myself, and I'm only one man. You can't please everyone, and I only try to please myself and please my family, and that's what I'm doing.
And lastly, we are as close to that Joshua fight as we've ever been. This is the stage that is set so that the two of you can meet in March, but Joshua has said that he'd rather fight for the title than to fight you.
Hey, you see where his energy is. You know, I'd rather fight him than rather fight for a belt, you know, because sometimes this opportunity don't come around often, you know. He's been a champion before, so the opportunity of being able to fight for a title should come around for him again. But being able to fight another rival, something that's been going on for decades, to be able to fight him, I don't know why would he pass that up, you know. But, you know, different strokes for different folks, it's the saying. You know, I want him, but I don't know if he wants me. And like I told him before when I saw him, if we never fight, I wish him nothing but the best and nothing less. And I really mean that, and I still mean that to this day.
Listen, the people have seen Wilder fight, and his record speaks for itself. He's got that knockout power that everyone tries to avoid or people are scared of, but I love to challenge myself, and I believe full-heartedly that I can win this fight. And I've had the best prep. George Lockout, Andy Lee, started in Ireland, went to England, and I feel way better. I feel a lot better than I did last fight. And I know the level of opposition isn't the same, Simon Keane versus Wilder, but I feel like coming into this fight, I got more power, more speed, better movement, and my focus is going to be on point every second, every minute, every round.
Now, one of your best mates is the only guy to have ever beaten Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury, of course. Has he given you any pointers for this fight?
Yeah, he did. He said, my only piece of advice to you, Joe, would be avoid the right hand and don't get knocked out. I said, thank you, Tyson. Tyson has always made time to help me out, and he's given me good advice, and he's given me some good rounds to show me little bits and pieces. So him and Andy together have come up with a good game plan, and I believe we're going to take this fight and win.
Fury famously said, you know, what he learned in the first fight was that you just have to go at Wilder. You have to be aggressive and not really, actually the opposite of what you say, avoid the right hand. You go right into it. Is that a tactic you could possibly use Saturday night? Or are you maybe trying to be the bully in there?
Listen, it's going in. I've done it all in practice anyways, you know, but it's just about being smart in there. You can be the bully, you can move around. It's all about dictating the pace of the fight and landing your shots and not getting hit at the same time. So it sounds easy, but just have to execute it.
Do you agree that you have the toughest fight on the card?
I feel like I have a tough fight. I feel like Deontay's got a tough fight in me. You know, I've trained real hard for this, and I feel like I'm fully prepared for this. And Andy did say it's written in the stars, so it's time for us to make a statement.
Even though there's no titles on the line, a win over Deontay Wilder at this stage, you feel like that would be the biggest win of your career?
I think it will be the biggest win of my career, and I feel it will open all the doors. There's other big fights, but this is a massive fight.
Slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran, said no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Single day, I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
We're going into this fight, good game plan, great strategy, and listen, respect to Wilder, but I'm here to do a job and I'm here to win. That's it.
Listen, Joe, you're not going to get away with that. In your corner, you've got Andy Lee. You know, you've been going to Tyson Fury for advice as well. I've seen Tyson do a couple of interviews talking about it. What sort of benefit have you got from this camp where Deontay Wilder's looking in the opposite corner and he is seeing the same camp that actually inflicted his only defeats?
Like I said, we have a great camp and the people involved, but when I go out there, I'm gonna put on a great display.
The call for this job, I'm definitely coming to do what I do best. You know, it's something that's God-given. It's something that I don't have to pressure myself do or others apply pressure on to me. It's something that comes naturally, and I'm coming to do it again this time around as well. So, like Shelly told you, like I always say, don't.
Welcome back to our watch along for the Day of Reckoning on Seconds Out. I am joined by Ali Ahmed, boxing pro trainer, coach, and Keith Fraser, who you know very well. Make sure if you want to watch DAZN.com/secondsout, subscribe. Okay, we are into the co-main event. It is Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker. Walkouts are about to get underway, and this one is a very, very exciting matchup. You think there's going to be an upset, don't you, Keith?
Well, I definitely think there's going to be an upset in one of the next two fights. I think it's not going to plan. I wouldn't be surprised if Parker wins this. I think Parker might just do this, you know. But look, one of these two fights is not going to go to plan. I might be wrong. I just got this feeling in my bones.
Well, Joseph Parker looked in really, really good shape when we saw him on the scales yesterday. 31 years old. I mean, he's got bags of experience. He's fought on a lot of big names, but he's on a bit of a comeback train. Let's see how his confidence looks on this walkout.
Well, how are you guys going with this then?
Listen, as I said earlier, I really am a fan of both guys, and I don't want either to lose. But I think Deontay Wilder is the heavy favorite in this. I might be upset, but I think Deontay is the heavy favorite. But you know, Joseph Parker's got a great chin. We saw what a great chin he had against Joe Joyce. Yes, he lost that fight, but he took so many big heavy shots from Joe. We've seen his chin, you know, over the years. That Chisora fight. So, you know, is that going to be enough against one of the hardest hitting boxers, hardest hitting heavyweights
ever?
Yeah.
For me,
go on.
Sorry, Keith. I honestly believe if he can back Deontay Wilder up from round one, that's his best chance. If he
goes
front foot pressure, push Wilder back onto the back foot, and land his short right uppercuts, left hooks over the top. That's what he should be looking to do. Yeah, and he's got to get in onto Deontay Wilder's chest as quick as he can. The other factor is Deontay Wilder is a bit of a different man now from when we've seen him in the past. He seemed to have gotten pretty shaken up after the trilogy. Yeah. He's gone out, he's publicly talked how he's gone and done ayahuasca. You can see his personality is a lot softer these days. He seems a lot calmer, a lot happier. We've seen a great knockout with Helenius, but we don't really know if he's still the Deontay Wilder that he was a couple of years ago. I think
he didn't even know if he was going to fight again a couple of years ago.
No, true.
So there are some unanswered questions. And again, I think that was down to his mental state, being hyped up by his close circle or team, and then to be humbled the way he was against Tyson Fury in the trilogy. That took a bit out of him. Looking sharp. He looks great, doesn't he? Was he copying Tyson Fury? He's got a big crown on his head. Like. Although I was just saying before, I think you need to currently hold a world title to walk out with a crown.
You would have thought so.
There you go.
But you know, he's still considered one of the men in the division. And we'll see how much of that reputation is going to last tonight. I personally think it's such a difficult one to call, but it could happen that Parker wins this. Really? Well, I mean, like I said, Deontay Wilder 2 years ago, everyone thought he wasn't going to even fight. But then that Helenius round one knockout showed that he still has that ferocious spirit. That is true. The last thing that goes in boxing is your power. So he'll always have that equalizer.
Can you stay away from it for 36 minutes?
This should be a nice walkout.
This is the focus.
Deontay Wilder.
I just think Parker's. Look, I don't think he's elite heavyweight. Of course, he's been a world champion of a belt. I just think that he boxes better than Wilder.
Oh, that's a fact. That is a fact, Keith. But can he stay away from that massive right hand for 36 minutes?
He's been preparing for that.
Tyson Fury to help him prepare for this, obviously, who's fought Deontay 3 times. That's got to help somewhat, hasn't it?
No, for sure, in terms of trying to obviously prepare as best as possible.
Listen, if you don't get hit, you don't get hurt. So I think that's obviously got to be the tactic that Joseph Parker uses. And he's definitely got a chance. He's definitely got a chance.
He's got more of a chance.
Could this be the
than
last
people give
fight of Deontay Wilder's career? Because if he loses, he's not coming back.
Keith, what? So you think if Wilder loses his fight, he can't get a fight with AJ?
I think it depends on how he loses. You know,
You think so?
yeah. Listen, if he loses,
Is that the business side, or is that because the athlete mentally is gone?
that's the latter.
Okay.
The latter. I mean, yeah, you're right. He could still fight Joshua. Who's to say that both of them won't lose tonight and still go ahead and fight? Because people still want to see the fight.
Absolutely.
You know, but it doesn't have the same level of a few years ago when they were all holding belts
And undefeated, I believe, at that point, when those fights were being touted.
I mean, this is the business end of this card.
Should we just hear the ring announcer try and say Joseph Parker's
Real name.
boxing name? Yeah, real name. Lupesolai la lo ole maleatoa.
What is that?
Sounds like a song out of
It's
Moana.
his Samoan name.
Wait,
Oh, here you
that's
go.
it's a Samoan
If anyone
name.
can do it, Michael Buffer can do it.
He will do it.
How old is Michael Buffer these days? Must be close to 80, no?
Really?
Must be.
Bomb Squad. Wow. Oh, and Joseph Parker's residence is now officially listed as Morecambe,
Oh, my
Lancashire,
goodness me.
not New Zealand.
Sunny Morecambe.
I wasn't wrong, Ali. 79 years old is
That's a
Michael
That's a
Buffer.
good shout. I believe is his brother do the the announcing for UFC?
Did you say you did some
His
MCing?
brother.
Yeah.
His brother. No, I do some ring announcing, yeah, but
Maybe there'll be a nice,
obviously,
nice job opening.
not on that
Yes.
big shows.
Come on, mate. Give it a go. Give it a
It's
go.
true. It's true.
Try it now. Go on.
You want me to do
For
it
the
now?
viewers.
With
Go on.
Joseph
For the
Parker's
viewers.
name, yes.
All right, let me give it to me. Let's have a look.
I want to hear how he says it.
You don't want me to give Joseph Parker's name. All right, let me give it a go.
Yeah, no.
Actually,
I
I
was
can do
joking
it,
about
mate.
their
Let's
ring
have a
announcing. I don't want to hear you do that.
You did a better job than me.
Lupasolial.
Pardon?
La Oliol Lemaliatoa. There you go.
There you go, got the
Oh,
job.
I didn't do
God.
too bad.
You got the
did
job.
I?
You just have to wait a few more years.
So what would his family?
Oh, here we
be
go.
calling- All right. I've got a quick question though, John.
Oh.
One sec.
Ranked number 3 in the world.
La Olio. Oh, he did a great job, Michael Buffer.
Come on, Mr.
did it?
Buffer.
That's why he
Clean
gets
as
the
a
big
whistle.
bucks.
It's not his first rodeo.
It's not his first radio, no. Sorry, what was your question, Keith?
You said it's the co-headlining bout.
I think
Is that so, or is it
No,
or is
no,
the
that's the
main
co.
bout the Joshua bout?
I think Joshua is the main bout, and this is like I don't know. if
Because you
they're
like them both and you want
I don't know
to
if
pay
they're-
them the respect.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes it got listed as these two being
Yeah.
co-mains.
It is a co-main. But Joshua's going last.
I mean, originally tonight was going to be Wilder against
Actually,
Joshua and Usyk and Fury, wasn't
yes,
it?
Correct.
yes.
That would have been
That was the rumour.
that would have been special.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still have the winner of Fury Usyk, the winner of Wilder Joshua, and the two losers fight each other on the same card, no? If all goes to plan this evening.
Hey, listen, they're bouts that people want to see, so why not?
Exactly. Wilder Usyk.
Would you rather see Wilder Joshua or Joshua Fury?
Oh, I want to see Joshua Fury, just from a British point of view.
The thing is,
British fans' point of view.
If Joseph Parker comes through this, then maybe he gets his rematch with Anthony Joshua.
That's a very good
Which he's
shout.
wanted for a long time.
Very good shout. Would Joshua take it?
Yeah, Joshua's beaten once before. Why not?
He's a nice guy, Joseph
This is
Parker.
it.
Really
You
yeah.
kind of wonder what he's doing in the ring in a way. Is this
What,
yours or mine?
You kind of wonder what?
Is this yours or mine?
You
We're
can have it.
about to get.
You wonder what?
No, you wonder. Like, such a nice guy that he's.
How does he do
How
it?
does he manage to get that sort of aggression in the ring?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
he's
it.
obviously-
Everyone's out the ring. The first bell's about to go.
Oh, I don't know who I'm rooting for.
my earphones don't work.
I want
again,
I want Parker to win, but he's hot.
Here we go.
He has to stick to
But-
the game
But
plan.
Deontay's
strictly.
good for the sport. He's such a character.
It's amazing, isn't it? He gets that power and he's got these legs that look like twigs.
That's it. A lot of Parker started with a lot of fainting.
He's an
from the
interesting
start.
looking athlete, isn't he, Deontay? Looks like a
Very young.
NBA player or something.
Well, actually, you're right. He was actually a basketball player before he switched to boxing.
There you go.
College basketball, I believe.
Yeah, Joey Parker did look good when he fought on the Fury and Ngannou undercard.
Let's see if he can follow it up here early.
When was
He's got to settle into this.
it's been a year since
Not one punch thrown yet.
it's been a year since Wilder last fought. Over a year. Hellenius was last October.
That's right. No disrespect, I don't really. Is Hellenius that good?
Well,
You can only beat what's in front of you, but it's not a gauge.
His record is pretty good though. Fury lose or T's Dominic Breeze. I mean,
It's not as deep as people make out his record.
and Malik Scott, his own trainer.
Yeah, knocked him clean out, I believe.
I mean, talk about a cagey start. Not one person's landed.
I think that's
landed a punch
down
yet.
just down to the
Or even
respect
thrown
and
a punch.
magnitude of the fight rate. Parker throws early 1-2, falls short. But again, this is what Wilder does.
Yeah,
He's down on the cards in 90% of his fights, and then he'll just go bang, and it's over.
He's got that reach as well, hasn't he?
That's why he's box office.
His long limbs.
It's
It's good
interesting
foot
because
pressure.
Wilder's doing more of the moving.
Yep. This is good foot pressure from
Parker.
Parker, yeah. Because they're not throwing anything, I'll just, at the moment, 45 seconds to go round one, Parker gets this round just because of the foot pressure.
I mean, no one's thrown anything. How can you give it?
I mean, you have to.
either one of them around.
There you go.
You would have to give the round
He's
to
looking to
Parker.
counter punch Deontay Wilder. He's looking for the counter punch.
Is he?
Yeah. I'll give this round to Joseph. 14 seconds to go.
Be worth one of them getting just one tap, wouldn't it? Just get that round.
Yeah, I think Parker's done that.
What, from the two punches he's thrown?
Yeah, and a single overhand right that hit his Wilder's chest.
I mean, can
1-0
you not
Parker.
score that a 10 all round? I mean,
You can do, but I'd give that just down to just foot pressure, aggression from Parker.
Yeah, I
The first
understand
minute
your
and a
reason.
half, I agree with you, there was nothing thrown. The last minutes,
I mean, that was very, very cagey from both of them.
I think it's respect.
Yeah, look, each
They're
other.
two
They both have so
high-class
much power.
operators.
You're going to be.
Parker can knock him out.
Parker can knock.
He can knock him out.
Yeah, listen. I mean, listen, Tyson Fury. I know he went at it in the
What?
second fight with Wilder, but Tyson Fury's not.
He didn't have to do that.
He's
He
not a
didn't
big
have to do
puncher.
that.
So if Tyson Fury can
See,
do
just
that
like
to
we
Wilder,
said.
Joseph Parker can.
Joseph Parker, 23 KOs in 36 fights, including a loss.
Has he had 36 fights already?
Yeah, so 33 wins, and out of those 33 wins, 23 are KOs.
He actually won the world title. I think it was against Andy Ruiz in New Zealand.
Yeah, he's had a world title before.
Which I actually thought Ruiz won by 1 round. So that was a tight call.
Are we going to see a bit more action in this round? There you go. First jab to the body from Joseph Parker.
Will warm up. I think rightly so. You have to give obviously Deontay Wilder that respect, because if you just run up straight towards him and try to let your hands go, you're going to leave yourself open to the right hand, right? So
I mean, if you went at him and charged at him like a bull.
I'm telling you, that's beautiful. Again by Parker. Looked to feint and jab low, came over the top with the right hand, just missed Deontay Wilder.
Parker's wary of his power. He knows what he can do.
He's looking solid. His legs are looking strong.
Yeah.
He looks in shape.
Joe Parker does look in shape. Like, obviously in shape, but he looks in maybe the best.
I agree with you, Joe.
Best shape.
For a good few years.
Yeah.
Level change there by Parker. He went down to the body.
And we were saying earlier, like, he's now had time at that Morecambe Bay.
Yes. Building on that confidence.
Gypsy King
training
gym.
with the Furies.
And
Andy Lee.
Maybe that Joe Joyce fight was just a bit too early after all the changes.
Again, styles make fights. Joe Joyce is a bigger, stronger man. He comes forward, but he's slow, Joe Joyce.
It's amazing that he won that fight, really, when you think about it.
That was career-changing for Joe Joyce, but I think a lot of people were surprised. Well, I had to do the interview after, and I was surprised. I was like, oh!
I mean, I can't see Joe Joyce. I don't know where he goes.
Here we go, boys and girls.
There you go, a little bit of a clinch.
Parker coming forward again, showing his intent. 1 minute to go in round 2.
Very kind of subdued, the action.
When Wilder fought Ortiz, I think it was in the first one, he was down on points.
Yes, he was.
Molina, he struggled against. Molina wobbled him with a left hook.
Because he doesn't really lean on his points, does he?
No.
43 wins, 42 KOs.
And
not leaning on his points.
Yeah. And the 43rd, he actually knocked Fury down. So
well, sorry,
even in that fight,
45 fights, but
he knocked Fury down in every fight, didn't he?
KOs.
I think so. He did. Right?
All the 3 fights, he knocked Fury down. I think
in the end, it was something like Fury knocked him down 7 times, Wilder knocked him down 5 over the 3 fights. Parker 2-0.
I wouldn't say that either of those first 2 rounds showed a huge amount, but kind of showed that both were a bit cagey, particularly Joseph Parker. And Deontay Wilder, he, as you said, he can be behind umpteen rounds and then just find the money shot, and that's it. But I don't think...
Andy Lee there giving...
He's spot on.
Jab to the body, then to the head.
Great corner work.
I don't think Joseph Parker...
2 rounds
I don't think Joseph Parker... Sorry, I don't think Joseph Parker will get knocked down with 1 shot.
He's very durable. Very strong man.
Durable.
Although he did get knocked down. He got knocked down with 1 shot against Dillian White, didn't he?
Left hook.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, he's still only 31, so...
Who's that, Parker?
Parker, so...
Yeah, I mean, he's as a heavyweight, he's in his prime,
White
right?
Was how long ago?
Was that 2 years?
I think longer.
2.5, 3?
2018. It was five years ago, so he would have been 26 then.
What, when he fought Joshua?
I was miles off there.
White.
Oh, Dillian White, yeah. Is it as long ago as 5 years?
Yeah, that was at the O2,
2018. So he would have been 26. So you've got to think he must be.
Joe Parker jumps in with a lead left hook.
I don't know where he gets his power from, Deontay Wilder. It's interesting, isn't it?
Deontay Wilder.
Just natural, genetic.
Well, he's an athlete like Usain Bolt in a way. very tall and
Gang-
fast and strong.
Wiry.
Yeah, and when you have that strength and speed combined with those long limbs, then you just become an elite phenomenon.
But it's a bit different though, isn't it? With the long limbs, with sprinting, obviously you've got that extra sort of
speed and length.
Length.
He's got elite power, but he's nowhere near an elite fighter. That's what I'd say.
Wilder.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he boxes. He's
Parker
a very
goes down
awkward
to the body
mover.
again.
Oh,
This is perfect. Halfway through 3.
yeah.
Yeah, we were saying that earlier.
Concentration has to be, 'cause
Again, his power is not going to be
Lincoln,
this
you're knocked out.
100%. But if he carries on going backwards, he will not knock Parker out. Impossible.
I tell you though, the way
Famous
he
last
moves,
words.
Deontay Wilder, he moves so awkwardly.
Who's that? Deontay?
Wilder, the way he moves is so
I think it's
awkward.
because of how tall he is, no?
Do you know why?
Is it not because of how tall he is?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Look
because
at the
he's
way
the same
look
height
at-
as Jordan.
Look at his upper body; it's all kind of awkward. It's like, no,
Parker's gone in on him again. Doing some good work there. It's a very intriguing
I mean
contest.
Jordan,
This.
same height as Deontay Wilder,
Yeah, but
isn't he?
oh, he's hurt him.
Ooh, Parker
Double jab.
has Deontay.
Deontay took a few
stumble a
backward
little.
steps. Bit shaky on his legs. Parker stepped off. Not getting too greedy, which is good. Banked the rounds.
He looks focused, Wilder. His eyes.
Overhand right by Parker again. Just missed. No, see, this is where... That's the first time in the fight that Parker lost his shape. Right at the end there when he went for an overhand right, when he didn't have to do it. He's won the round. Just be safe.
But he has to take some risks.
Why? He's 3-0 up. Keep that focus. What's Deontay Wilder thrown? I would like to see the stats.
Your man Jordan said, "Is he going to win? Is he going to win the decision?"
He should do.
Because these boys want to see Joshua Wilder. So
I get that, but how can you give Deontay one? Not even. How can you give him a round? From what we've seen so far, you can't.
I put
It's
the first
impossible.
round as a 10
Okay, he's 2-0
split.
down. So he's 2-0 down. After
Well,
3
you know
rounds.
how these judges work, and over here, I'm not saying anything untoward, but they
No,
want to
of course
have
not.
Joshua Wilder back here.
You can still have it.
Well, these are English judges anyway.
This fight this will be determined on what Deontay Wilder wants to do. If he carries on doing what he's doing and plodding along, flat-footed, sideways movements, he's not coming in with any of those movements. He's waiting for Parker to
But
come in.
listen, Deontay hasn't fought in 14 months.
Yeah, no, very true.
He might warm up as he gets into it.
No, you're spot on. But also, on the other hand, this is how he fights. Every fight. And it's all about the discipline. Can his opponent see? He just rolled
There you
that.
go.
That's absolutely fine.
He's trying to find the right hand.
And that's all he's got.
I think I find myself
There
rooting
you
for
go.
Parker
Nice
hits
right
over
hand
the hand.
from Joseph
Oh.
Parker.
Hold him. Parker's done the exactly the right thing there. He's hurt him slightly. Nothing to wobble him or untoward.
I think I'm finding myself rooting for Parker.
Punch and grab. Beautiful.
Underdog.
Joseph Parker. Hold him tight. Don't let that right arm.
Seems to be doing the right thing so far, but we're only in
Beautiful
round
boxing.
4.
Just touch out the jab. Keep that lead hand above Deontay Wilder's right hand. This is fantastic tactics so far.
From Parker.
Yes. This is how you beat Deontay Wilder. You have to stay switched on though. Beautiful. Backs him back onto the ropes again, Joseph Parker.
No time for you got no time for any errors against Wilder.
You're spot on, Keith. But so far, coming into the final minute of the 4th round. This is spot on. He's cutting the ring off. He's not allowing Deontay Wilder to take the center of the ring. He's changing his guard. Beautiful. Clash of heads, but that's going to be more uncomfortable for Deontay than it is Parker. Because he's coming in low and then up.
Yeah. But you know, it was, I don't know, many years ago, people thought, I remember reading an article about Joseph Parker as a future opponent for Anthony Joshua, and they thought that Parker was a puncher at that point in his career.
You're right, they did. He's starting to cut the ring off. Parker is starting to cut the ring off.
But he's not a puncher, really.
He's a combination puncher. He's wobbled him.
Another great
He's wobbled
shot
him.
and wobble.
But he can't get greedy.
With the right hand.
He cannot get greedy here. Joseph Parker is dominating this fight at the moment. 10 seconds to go in round 4.
Be interesting to hear Wilder's corner.
He's got to keep patient.
He's switched on, Joseph Parker. He's doing the right things. He's not being too careless.
Oh, it's Joshua watching it intently
4-0
from the dressing room.
I've got that 4-0.
Is he actually watching it?
I don't know. It looked like
he
was,
will be.
but
He will be. They've all got
obviously
TV.
we can't see the screen, but it looked like he was staring at something.
They've got TV screens in there. Anthony's watching our watch along.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Seconds out.
After this fight, assuming he wins, is he going to continue with Ben Davison or go back to Derek James?
I think when you stay with Ben Davison, I mean...
Yeah, spot on.
I mean, he was open there, Parker, but he evaded the punch. He's got to be careful.
I mean, Joseph Parker comes with bags of experience and a training team that know what they're doing against Wilder.
Is he still on good terms with Kevin Barry, his former trainer?
I don't know.
Maintain that center.
Parker looking very concentrated. He's doing the
in
right
good
thing.
Control.
Parker again.
That's beautiful. This is beautiful boxing. Keeping it tight, clenching.
Oh, well.
Jabs to the body, level change by Parker again.
I mean, Deontay Wilder's not really doing much, but again, you just got to keep the concentration.
Wow, so
Absolutely.
they were just saying there
Keep
that
that
this is only the 12th time Wilder's seen the 5th round.
Exactly.
In
And
47 fights.
And who are those against? 3 against Fury, Ortiz twice. So that's 5 there. Parker 1. That's half of the opponents. Molina. Again, they're both posturing. Minute and a half to go in the 5th. Beautiful boxing, double jab across.
I want to hear Wilder's corner after this.
Hold tight, grab him, don't fight. Parker wins that exchange as well.
You know, it reminds me a little bit of when Lennox Lewis fought David Tua.
You think so?
Well, only because David Tua was regarded as a devastating puncher. Devastating right. Was it left hand or right hand? I can't remember. One of the two.
Left hook by Parker there. Sorry, Keith.
And Lennox spent the whole fight very carefully avoiding that money punch, you know, and won it on points. That's why I'm saying it reminds me a bit of that.
Yeah, no, I see that.
John C. Wilder trying to get off on his jab a little bit.
This is how he fights.
Yeah.
This is...
I mean, a very
perfect,
ungainly type boxer, Deontay Wilder. I just... It's amazing the success he's had.
He's been matched up well, huh?
Well, I
So
don't
does,
know.
Well, did very
does Joe
well.
Parker have every round so far?
Yes.
No. First round was a split.
First
You
round?
can give it a split, but obviously
They might give it to Joe Parker though. Maybe. So
Solid performance from Joseph Parker.
we're
This is
into round
very
6.
solid.
Wonder where Tyson Fury is watching this from because he's not ringside.
I'm sure he's
I
watching
think
it.
I've seen him training with Moses Atalma recently.
Tyson Fury's has been
I
training.
saw some pictures, maybe some sparring or something.
Oh, what for some sparring? Well, I
Yeah.
guess he's a bit slippery, a bit like
beautiful.
Usyk, so he's probably quite a good training partner.
Mm-hmm.
rightly so.
You like Moses Atalma then, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, Moses.
Do you like him, Ali?
Turn the volume down. Yeah.
Maybe I need to push that back.
Where are we? Round 5 now?
Round 6.
Oh, 6. Beg your pardon. Round 6.
Look, it's easy to say it, but so far, this is perfect. Punch perfect so far
From
from
yeah.
Parker. That's beautiful.
And so, what happens with all their rankings after this? These two, in terms of like,
Well,
what does this do for Joseph Parker if he wins
Well,
in terms of rankings?
Parker's at 3 with some of the governing bodies, so obviously, depending on who's in front of him, he may go up to 2, potentially. Again, both posturing into the second minute of round 6. Wilder's on the back foot, like he has been for the whole fight. Parker comes forward again.
Of course, every time he comes forward, there's,
But the thing is, Keith, he's shortening the distance so quickly he cannot get his right hand off. It's impossible. See, that was the first time in the fight where Wilder had space to let that right hand go. Parker has to keep this tempo. That's a very good point. Can Wilder adjust and land the right uppercut? As Parker...
Here we go.
This is it now.
Deontay.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's trying to take a few more
Opening
risks, Deontay Wilder, with the right hand.
First time in the fight. 30 seconds to go. Round 6.
And then we are halfway through.
So if Parker survives the next 15 seconds, he's either 5-0 up.
Does this round go
Or
to Wilder? Do you
6.
think?
No.
No, still no.
No.
Wow.
Overhand right by Joseph Parker. That wins him the round.
Bit clumsy, that overhand right, to be fair.
So halfway through the fight,
Wow.
you reckon it's 6?
It's either 6-0 or 5-0. If we're going with Keith and saying the first round was 10-10, which you can easily say, he's 5-0 up.
But there's a long way to go.
It's a day of reckoning. Is this a day of reckoning for Deontay Wilder?
For the wrong reasons.
Aw. It's like Disneyland.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it?
The Magic Kingdom there in purple.
You were living in California, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? I mean, to give Wilder something, at the end, mid to end of that round, he was trying to come forward with his 1-2s there, but there wasn't really much of a setup. It just felt like he's. It could be too early for me to say, but it feels like he's running out of ideas already.
That's why we'll hear what his corner has to say. But we're not getting there in the breaks.
I'll be honest with you, the way he fights and the way he is built to fight, there's nothing more they can say apart from trying to get that right hand off the jab.
If Deontay loses this, are people going to say he's finished? His time's gone? Or
where would he go? All right, maybe people would be
no.
interested to see him fight Joshua, but I don't think it would have the same interest.
He is.
It's impossible for them to change tactics because he can't. He doesn't have the boxing brain ability to do so.
He stepped it up a little bit, though, Wilder. He stepped up a little bit.
These short little right hands that Wilder just threw there, that's not going to hurt him. That's not going to hurt anybody. Parker's still got a tight defense. Feinting well. Wilder's just circling on the outside.
Also Parker, when he's coming forward, he's crouching down.
Correct.
I don't know what the
So he's a smaller target.
that. Maybe it's harder for Wilder to generate that same power downwards as he does, because he normally swings quite wildly from a wide angle.
High to low.
Yeah, that's smart from Parker.
It's quite funny how he's boxing really well. He's controlling him with his feet, Parker. Deontay tried there. That's the first time I see him come forward.
Yeah, I mean...
Fantastic, Joe Parker.
Parker's 3 inches shorter than Wilder. And obviously Tyson Fury is taller than Wilder. Maybe he does have trouble getting down.
I mean, they do say that it's hard.
Overhand right by Joseph Parker.
Yes.
Sorry, Keith. Tight guard. Again, in these clinches, I really do believe that Parker should be drowning him. Physically, he's stronger on the inside as well.
Parker also trying to go for that right hand, isn't he?
So what?
Yeah.
So what should Deontay do at this point? What could he change up?
What he could change up, if he had the ability to do so, is throw a few more feints to set up that right hand, change the level. He's throwing jabs, fresh air jabs to the head. He hasn't gone to Parker's body once. Not even to the body. He hasn't even gone to the chest or the solar plexus at all. So if he's not going to do that, it's going to be a very long night for him.
But I don't think Deontay Wilder has a great jab. I mean, the way he jabs is...
He never has.
No, he hits it from a very square approach rather than bam back.
Because he's looking...
he moves around kind of squarely, and he does...
That's right, because he's looking to touch with the jab to let the right hand go.
Yeah.
If he goes with a stiff jab, he can't really follow up with a as accurate right hand.
Which is weird in a way, because if you're coming from here, traditional stance from a left hand, you've got that further distance to follow through.
Yeah, for sure. That is crazy. How did they give rounds? Oh boy.
To Wilder?
No, I don't agree with that.
How many did?
And that's not me trying to be biased. I'm just here watching what I see. I say what I see.
And that's why I think Anthony Joshua would beat Wilder, because I think for using similar kind of tactics, I think Joshua can use these type of tactics.
Sure.
Not that, as I said, I'm not a huge Joshua fan, but I think that people have laughed at me when I've said to them I would put Joshua above Wilder if they fought.
People will, if this fight carries on like this, then
I mean, this is the
They
correct.
will.
This is the correct tactics that Parker's obviously trained for, and he's now delivering up until this point, right? But how many people are surprised it's gone this far?
Sorry?
How many people do you think would be surprised that it's gone to 8 rounds?
Listen, I don't want to sound like
I mean, you
you
said Parker would win this.
Well, I didn't quite say that. I said I believe there will be an upset.
Gosh.
But now there's a little bit of a
Deontay
trade-off.
he's took it.
Finding an uppercut.
Can he hold him? This thing about Parker is he will trade. He will trade.
Oh, well, you can see that Parker's just felt Wilder's power for the first time.
He took it very well.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want. He shouldn't be wanting to trade with Wilder. He knows what he can do.
Correct.
And that is playing into his hands.
But
he
if
needs
he
to
goes
carry
up-
on with his plan. Stick to it. Don't go away from that plan.
So basically, Wilder got him on the counter there.
Yeah, and that's what he's looking for from round 1.
And that will probably spur on Wilder's confidence, although he has to wait for those opportunities
Absolutely.
again.
I mean,
from
how many
Parker to make more mistakes?
Exactly. How many more of those opportunities is he going to get?
Because hopefully Parker learns from that. But, you know, as the rounds go on and you get more tired, you switch off more, you make more mistakes.
No, you're spot on. But he's looking fresh. I mean, he's fighting this fight on the front foot. It's a lot easier to fight on the front foot than it is on the back foot. What Wilder's doing, all this lateral movement, takes a lot out of the legs. Overhand right.
Caught him with a nice shot there.
Lovely
Beautiful.
right.
Oh my
And
God,
again
Joseph
from
Parker,
Parker.
3 overhand rights.
Oh, Parker going for it.
Hold
Oh
him.
my goodness.
Don't look for the knockout.
Oh my
Do
goodness.
not look for the
Don't
knockout,
look for
Parker.
knockout.
Not now. He can.
Oh.
He's backed up into the blue corner.
I don't believe.
Joseph Parker.
I don't believe
Flurry of
Wilder's in too much
punches.
trouble.
Wow.
Don't. Oh, that's it. Just
Parker
hold him. He's
going
not.
for it,
He's
but-
He don't
not
want
going
to punch himself out.
Hold.
He doesn't want to punch himself
Superb.
out.
There'll be a
Wilder.
bell in a second, but
Don't throw. Just jab. There we go.
he enjoyed
Superb.
that, Joseph Parker.
You could even give that a 10-8.
No,
I'm joking. I'm joking, Keith.
Look, I don't think Wilder was in trouble there.
He was. Look at his face.
I don't
You
believe
can tell
so.
a bit, I promise you. There.
There he
Wow.
was.
Yes,
That
and
was a
there.
good shot, but the rest he survived well.
He survived, but that doesn't mean
wow.
he was not in trouble.
He really has some great self-belief, doesn't he, Parker?
This is fantastic
Going for
tonight.
that knockout against
I've
Wilder.
never seen Joseph Parker
Dominant
come to the ring
like that.
with this
Unfortunately, a lot of his
mentality,
punching wasn't that accurate.
and he's sustaining it, and that's the key.
Yeah.
He's sustaining the focus, the game plan.
Oh, wow.
That was a tremendous punch.
Huge overhand right. Multiple
But
from Parker.
he didn't. I don't think that. Although it was a great punch, I don't think it did. What
But
we
damage
obviously-
to Wilder.
yeah.
Well, there was a few in a row. I
Keith
think-
and Joe,
I think Wilder
but
got-
we know Parker's not a one-punch knockout artist. That was a fantastic attack.
It would have been the other way
Round
around.
nine.
Round 9, and the crowd are cheering.
Round 9. I know this is cliche because it's Deontay
Wilder
Wilder, but he
looks
needs a
a-
knockout.
Parker needs a knockout.
Deontay
Well,
needs a
Wilder
knockout.
needs a sorry.
He's not winning on points.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine.
9, 10, 11, 12. This is very interesting.
It'd be interesting to see if Wilder starts to
Open up a bit more.
open up.
I
more.
don't think Deontay looks recovered from that. He seems to be a lot more shaky, and
You're spot on. He can't believe what's going on.
yeah, he seems to be flustered.
He's in
Wilder.
shock.
I think Joe Parker could go for it now.
His mannerisms are
changed,
looking
doesn't it?
just like what he was with Fury in the third fight after 7 or 6.
Interesting backdrop where you got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn sitting directly next to each other.
Well,
Yeah, they're
neither of these are their guys. They're both with other promoters, but obviously Frank has a relationship with Joseph Parker.
yes, because of the Fury.
Well, he did have.
Yeah, but
No, in terms of
he went to another
Tyson
promoter,
Fury.
so that happened. But
Isn't he with Boxer?
yeah,
Obviously, it's not a promotional agreement. Otherwise, it would be.
This is beautiful. Parker can take a round off. It's not a problem, and he's controlling this round.
oh, and he's
Beautiful,
trying to
beautiful.
come
Hold
again,
him,
Joseph
hold him.
Parker, Wilder on the ropes.
1:15 remaining in the 9th.
Is there anything on the line for this fight?
There's no belts or anything like that.
Any belts at all?
No, not at all.
Nothing.
No. This is a top quality fight.
But it's going to 12. Well, it's 12-round fight.
Good. Feinting. Wilder's trying to regain some sort of composure. This is very good by Parker as well. He's dominating the round. He's recovering from the onslaught from the round before, previous. "26 seconds left.
Amazing fight by Joseph Parker. Wow.
So far. Concentration is the key.
Clever
He's
boxing.
looking to set it up. Deontay comes forward. Half an uppercut comes through. Parker catches him with a check left hook after that right.
I think
uppercut.
Parker's looking for another right hand.
Yeah, I think Parker wants to...
Great block. Fantastic. Parker wins that round.
He's looking for another right hand, Parker. I can just see it, him sizing it up.
Championship rounds, although there's no belts on the line, I'm told.
That's right.
But wow, 6 minutes left.
Round 10 coming up.
So the next
3 rounds left.
Is it round 10? Is it coming up?
I believe so.
Well, it's going to be interesting
10, 11, 12.
because time's running out for a while. He's going to have to throw. He's going to have to throw the
haymakers.
You know what, against the wall.
So you'd think that Wilder would pick up the pace here, wouldn't you? Because he's got
100%.
Not very long to go to find a knockout.
As long as Parker does not fatigue over this next two round period,
he looks pretty fresh.
He should get.
But he
should get to the end of the round.
Looking for the.
I think that, and hence why I think he took a round off there.
Okay, let's expect some fireworks in these last 2 rounds now, I reckon.
For sure. He's feeding off scraps, Wilder.
In terms of confidence?
No, just in terms of his output. Punch output. Parker back on the attack, on the front foot. Now, this is where you don't want Deontay Wilder.
No.
He needs to get... Parker needs to push Wilder back because he, like he says, only needs a second.
Interestingly, Parker's standing a bit more upright now.
Correct.
Which I'm surprised about because in the earlier rounds he was crouching down lower.
Working for him.
Fatigue, but again he's blocked that onto the gloves. Wilder throws it overhand right, tight guard.
5 minutes left of this fight, if that.
I think Parker is starting to feel.
I think
the onslaught that he put on in the 8th. Wow. Oh, beautiful. As soon as I say that, he throws a left hook over the top.
I mean, whatever the weather, he's not going to be fresh at this point.
No, you're spot on.
Whatever, yeah.
Come on, Joe.
We've all chosen. We didn't know who we were supporting, but we've all gradually shifted towards Joseph Parker. I think.
It's just been a nice. I
think, to be honest,
he's an honorary Brit now, isn't he?
I think he deserves it.
He's a
41% punch.
Morecambe Bay resident.
Punches landed to Wilder's 30%. But those 30% punches landed, they're all like arm shots, touches to the chest from Wilder. Nothing too draining.
I think a loss for Wilder will really demoralise him, wouldn't it?
Oh, 100%.
After losing that trilogy. At least he gets some money out of it.
couple of good jabs from Wilder.
That's a good jab. Parker's starting to slow down.
All right.
And that's allowing
30
Deontay to get his
10,
range.
And then
as soon as Deontay touches the rope, Parker should be throwing his hands.
Sorry, we've got 2 more rounds after this. My apologies.
That's right.
I was talking as though we were into the second last round.
Overhand right by Parker. He read what Wilder was doing there. Superb. I mean, who's that? 10-10?
2 more rounds to go.
Is that a
now
Wilder
we're in
round?
the championship rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve Bunt saying that Parker's slowed down.
Yeah, that's what we just said.
And this is where it hurts.
The thing is, look, Wilder's fatigued also. A lot more so than what Parker is at this stage.
Wilder looks more fatigued.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fatigued, Wilder,
so, but the problem is, because Parker's slowed the pace down, it's allowing Wilder to throw at the distance that he wants, which is that mid to long range. Can Parker keep going forward and force Deontay Wilder to go left to right, right to left, rather than forwards? Beautiful overhand there.
I think the height is making a massive difference in this fight, isn't it? Because Wilder's going over the top and Parker's getting down under it every time.
Yeah. They gave the last round to Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I can understand that. But in the whole fight, I'd give it 8-2 so far. Going into the 11th. That's a better jab by
Nice.
Joseph
To the
Parker.
body, yeah.
Parker looks very relaxed, very loose. Again, fantastic. Deontay tries to throw his right hand. He goes under and into the body with his
He's also
shoulder.
stepped up his work rate, Wilder. I mean,
he has. You're spot on.
He stepped up again.
I think Parker's looking for the knockout. But
He is. He needs to be seen to be, like as you said earlier, Keith, they want to see the Wilder AJ fight, right? So he needs to be seen to be working in every round and not taking any rounds off Joseph Parker to get this decision. Halfway through round 11.
You would hope
Parker's
that
nicking
this has been
this
a very
round
good
at the moment.
performance from Joseph Parker, and you would hope
lovely.
that
Right.
the judges don't mess it up.
See the hand placement there?
From Parker, yeah.
Overhand.
Nice
oh,
right.
goodness me. Exchange there. Overhand
I mean,
right
they
by
both look
Parker,
like-
uppercut by Deontay.
2 different fighters. Parker looks like a different fighter from when we saw him lose against Joyce, and
He really
Wilder
does
looks
look
like a different fighter from when he was world champion.
Into the final
Look
minute.
At his face against Joe Joyce, his face was
Yeah.
pretty.
But again, did he take that fight seriously? Did he take Joe Joyce
Of course
lightly?
he did, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
No. I don't think anyone would take Joe Joyce lightly, because he'd beaten Dubois. We also knew about his power, his bone density.
Body shot by Parker, the left hook to the body.
Looking for the overhand is Joseph Parker.
He increased his tempo slightly in this round, Joseph Parker. 25 seconds left, round 11.
All right, well, it's going Parker's way, isn't it, this round?
I'd say so. Well, what? 10 seconds. Can he stay away from that right hand? He's landed one himself, Parker, there. He just slipped. That was a referee. That was a hammer fist.
So
He's
one more round
desperate.
to go.
Deontay is desperate.
You would hope that the judges don't mess it up.
No, it's too clear. It's not close. No?
Look at the Hrgovic and Zile Zhang fight. I mean,
You're just saying because of the Joshua Wilder. It's not close though.
This is nowhere near close. Impossible.
No, Wilder would have to really do something.
you've seen so. I mean, yes,
This would be
you're
one
right
of the
about it not being
biggest-
close, but you've seen so many fights. I could, Zile Zhang, Hrgovic Canelo Triple G 1.
Yeah.
Canelo Triple G 2.
Yeah, but the thing is with those ones, they were throwing back. They were having moments within the fight.
Josh Taylor against Jack Catterall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
so that one, yes, absolutely. But with regards to the Triple G ones and things like that, yeah, there were 2-3 rounds maybe for Triple G.
I think 1 and 2 were
Last
both
round, you guys.
Triple Gs, but
let's see if
So this is the final round. Wilder's going to go out on his shield.
Overhand right by Parker. Turns him, work the jab.
Here they go. I wouldn't.
Referee.
What is that?
What was that from
Hammer
Wilder?
fists.
That is bad.
Is that a UFC
I
fight?
did not.
What's that?
No,
What
but
is
it wasn't
the
even.
referee
It wasn't
doing? He's
even
not
the back
even
of the
warning
head.
him.
That is a back fist. You're not allowed to.
I didn't know that was. I didn't know we were watching UFC.
Exactly.
It was a back fist. That was.
Parker, hold your shape.
Come, hold it, Parker.
Just hold him. That's it. Literally.
We'll buy a
Lean him
cigarette.
back onto the ropes.
2 minutes 10.
Hold tight. Hold tight. Beautiful overhand right by Parker. Pushes him back onto the rope.
But as you said, he needs to hold his shape. He mustn't
Come on, lad.
get careless.
You've done all this hard work.
He's put in a good 11 rounds.
Goodness me. Whiskers.
Good
Make
jab.
him miss again. Okay. I think I chose my side. I didn't know who I was supporting.
1:45 to go. Referee's allowing them to hold for a good 10 seconds there. High guard.
That's it.
Good roll. Well done. Come on, Parker.
Oh, big right from Wilder.
Goes to, and then
Couple more.
Parker then replies with some body work.
I think Parker just he can't get in. He can't get
is
involved
Parker
in exchanges
gassed?
because Wilder's going to
Parker's
throw
gassed,
everything
yeah.
at him.
Wilder's had a few, but that happens in around 12, right?
Yes, it does. But you can't take away
It's
Wilder's.
been a fantastic performance.
Power.
Concentration.
It's a slightly different thing, isn't it?
It's Wilder in around 12.
Come on, Joe.
60 seconds.
Keep your hands
Joseph
up
Parker.
higher, mate. What is he doing? He does not need to trade. He's won this by a landslide as long as he doesn't get knocked out.
If Parker gets knocked out here,
Wilder is trying.
That would be heartbreaking.
Unbelievable.
Come on, Joseph.
40 seconds
40
left.
seconds.
In a clinch up against the ropes, the referee
A lot of
splits them
holding in
apart.
the last minute. Overhand
Good
right
hand
by Parker.
from Joseph Parker. Yeah.
Superb.
Wow, he found that. Joseph
Deontay
Parker.
felt that.
Surely this is
Stay
it now.
tight, high guard.
25 seconds.
Good left hook. Over the top. Joe Parker.
Kind of brought his legs off the ground for that left foot, didn't he?
He did.
Oh,
Just tighten him up. 10 seconds to go. They're clinching again. Referee.
just got to stay standing, Joe Parker. 10
Parker's
seconds.
won this comfortably. Keep holding. Keep holding. Job done. Job done. That is embarrassing. That Wilder's even think he's put his hand up in the air like it was close. Superb.
Well, listen, guys, I don't want to.
I said this on the, I said this on the way here.
There.
He's delivered on the tactics. Keith said it.
I did. I said it from the start of the evening. We're going to see
Deontay
one of
Wilder's
those fights
smiling, though.
go against the script.
Do you think Deontay genuinely thinks he's won? Or is he just...
I just think that's
playing the game?
adrenaline. He's tired. He's probably a little bit concussed.
He knows what he
He
has
doesn't
to
have a
do.
clue what's going on.
Very good performance. from
Genuinely,
Joseph Parker.
I only give Deontay Wilder
Oh, there's
2-3
David
rounds
Higgins.
max.
So, this really changes things in terms of AJ.
That is oh my god, this is a disgrace.
By the way, Bob Arum said.
Surely not.
Bob Arum said that
Surely not.
Wallin beats AJ.
AJ. I thought that was more likely than this result.
Well, I said to you at the start of the evening, one or both
You
will
did.
end up
You got it right.
against the script.
Keith.
For me,
Well, we don't know yet. We
Well,
don't know yet.
You said one or both, so you got that right.
Yeah, well, we don't know.
Oh,
We haven't seen the judges' scorecards yet.
Fair.
The thing is, even if you're looking at the judges' scorecards, you cannot give him no more than 4. No more than 4.
Let's hear these scorecards.
But in my opinion,
I'm shocked that he gave that Richie Walder's given the last round to Deontay Wilder.
I'm giving that. It's 10-2.
What? How did he give him the last round?
Well, the
10-2.
Gypsy King Jim, assuming this result goes to Parker, will be celebrating everyone in their camps beating Deontay Wilder.
Indeed. I mean, even at the end there, Parker's the one who's releasing the shots, and it's landing. What is that?
That is bang out of order. I'm sorry.
The referee's
That's an
seen
open
that,
glove.
and he hasn't even got a point off for that.
And he ends up
That's a
winning the
hammer
round
fist.
after that. It's
How did Richie Walder give him the
disgraceful.
round? That was a sloppy miss from Parker. That was just.
But at
wild.
that point, Keith, we're looking to obviously he's trying to make sure that he stays
Like
as
hammering
close to him
him.
as possible. He does not want to get countered by an uppercut there.
So
Yeah, but when does Wilder ever step up the tempo? He fights at that pace.
you'd think that Malik Scott would have told him to step it up.
He did, to be fair, he did put in a little bit. His work rate did go up a bit, but
That's what
I don't believe he has the. I don't believe he has the.
He hasn't got the IQ.
The boxing tools to do it. I really don't.
Every time he stepped up,
Yeah, and Parker's
He's
very
lost.
well trained and emotionally intelligent. Ring IQ, I mean. Well, this changes, well, presuming the result goes as it should, this changes everything for the trajectory of Joe Parker and Deontay Wilder.
this is a
and
joke.
Anthony Joshua.
If
Or
this
does it?
fight,
He hasn't fought in a year,
if these
Deontay Wilder.
scorecards are close, it's embarrassing for boxing.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that?
If these scorecards are close, it's embarrassment.
It
for
wouldn't
boxing.
surprise me.
Fair enough. Like we want to see all the big fights, etc.
I can't hear the commentary.
But
By the
he
way.
has.
I think a Joe Parker Anthony Joshua rematch would be great at this point because
For
Joe
sure.
Parker looks fantastic.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, but does it excite you?
Yeah.
Does it excite you, Joe? Not really.
Yep, they've scored it correctly.
Unanimous.
Joseph Parker has to be impossible for Deontay Wilder. Thank you
Joseph
very
Parker,
much.
Unanimous.
There we go.
Aww.
So I said, what did I say? I was 10-2.
There you go.
There we go.
You said what?
10-2 in terms of scoring.
And what was the score? Because I couldn't hear.
118, 110, 120, 108.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other
So
one.
120, 108.
120,
basically.
108.
That's every round. Facts.
I mean, what they're giving him a belt for? What?
WBC ranking.
So you get a belt for having a WBC ranking.
Okay.
I presume it puts him on that path, right? It doesn't mean anything.
So,
Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker showed you how you can beat Deontay Wilder.
I want to see Parker Joshua rematch.
But does that honestly really excite you?
Yeah,
Seriously?
it does now because Parker lost it last time, and now Parker looks fantastic. I want to see if he can.
But it was
redeem
boring the
that
first
way.
time. It was a boring. Wasn't a great
How long
fight.
ago was that? It was a while ago.
I thought it was a solid fight. I enjoyed watching Parker go through those rounds.
It was also five and a half, almost
It's not
6 years
Joseph
ago, that
Parker's
fight.
fault. It's not Joseph Parker's fault that Deontay Wilder didn't turn up or didn't have a clue.
What is Spencer Brown's involvement in this then?
I don't have a clue.
There's a lot of different promoters and people all involved.
Well, from the
Because
clips
David
I've
Higgins
seen
is the
in
guy,
media,
isn't
he's the one who gets the
So-
deals done or helps gets the deals done.
So we're just hearing the post-fight with Parker.
He didn't get touched once, really, Joseph. Fantastic performance.
Well, I can't hear anything. But,
Oh, Parker speaking in Samoan.
Yeah.
So what?
That's beautiful. That's what we said.
Joe?
We said that. Stay.
He's saying this is God's plan. He had to stay switched on, focused every round. Was he surprised how Deontay fought? Deontay's under new coach Malik. Maybe inactivity played a part. It's 14 months for Deontay Wilder. Oh, sending his love to all his family back in Samoa.
He deserves it.
He deserves it. As I said earlier, he sacrifices so much for this, leaving his kids and his wife in Samoa for months on end.
Yeah, because he's always over here, isn't he?
And he's not. He's in Morecambe Bay.
Well, it's like Joe said on BoxRec, his location is Morecambe Bay.
He said he caught him a few times on the guard, and Deontay does indeed have a very hard right hand.
I wonder, does he say anything about how he felt Deontay Wilder's power at all?
Yeah, that's what I just said. He does indeed have a very hard right hand.
Yeah.
He said staying active has played a big part.
I wonder if there's any merit in a Parker Joyce rematch.
He said this is the toughest opponent he's faced and the biggest right hand in his career. How useful was Tyson? Massive help in preparing. I didn't see Tyson in the crowd.
No, I don't think he's there.
I don't.
He wouldn't go for this.
He's back. Aww.
But again, his mentality, like he just looks so composed and confident.
Yeah.
He looked composed all week, didn't he?
Talking to Deontay now. My timing was off.
A little bit. A lot, you mean?
He says,
oh, here we go.
Wilder not making any excuses tonight.
So what's he saying, Joe?
So Chris Mannix said, did inactivity play a part? And Wilder said, perhaps, but I'm not, bringing that into it. So he's not making any excuses.
Blimey.
His plan was to stay calm, throw a couple jabs, set up the right. But Parker did a great job avoiding his punches.
He thinks he had that upper hand.
Sorry?
He felt that he had the upper hand.
He thought he had the upper hand?
He's dreaming, mate. He needs to wake up.
You would say so, yeah.
That's where his corner needed to also tell him that he wasn't leading.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you.
He thought he was.
I'll be honest with you. You could tell him anything. He wouldn't have. He had no chance. He was flat.
Yeah, but if he was thinking that he was in front because, you're all in the moment and whatever goes through you when you're in that situation, his corner needs to tell him you're not in front, you need a KO.
Yeah, but then he couldn't.
So how approach your career now? He said, I have more left. He's talking about his money. I'm a happy fighter.
At the end of the day, he's made his money, he's gone home.
Yeah, maybe he's lost a bit of his ferocity. Not talking about the AJ fight. He's asking if he has the same fire that he used to. Ayahuasca again. It does piece you out going through that process.
He seems like he's matured a bit as a person, doesn't he?
I think also ayahuasca does that. Matures you and pieces you out. He is such a nice guy as well. I told you, I really like both of these guys. Glad no one got really badly hurt.
He's had bad press, Deontay Wilder. I mean, I've never met him, but
well, he made all those excuses after the Fury fights, didn't he? No one liked that.
hasn't he got a
him and Fury just really didn't.
Down syndrome kid or something like that?
Is he what?
He's got a Down syndrome.
Yeah, his kid.
Kid, is it, or is it his brother?
His kid. Yeah, no, he's a very, very nice guy. I interviewed him at the fight in Saudi, the Tommy Fury fight, and he was just super nice. Talked for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had to edit it. Wow. Well, there we have it. First big upset of the night. And it goes to Joseph Parker. AJ will have most likely seen a bit of that, or at least he'll know the result heading into this fight. I'm sure it won't affect him, but definitely puts his fight with Wilder in jeopardy.
Well, listen, who's to say that Wallins not going to upset the apple cart for a second time in a row tonight, you know?
Absolutely. I think Wallin looks super confident, super relaxed.
Very relaxed.
We saw what damage he did to Tyson Fury. Wouldn't put it past Otto Wallin.
I think, listen.
I've got AJ favourite for this.
AJ is definitely favourite, but I think Wallin is in a good place in his career. And he's coming off a really good win against Gassiev, where he was the underdog as well.
No, absolutely, but Gassiev is very small. He's a small cruiserweight, to be honest.
Don't forget also Wallins a southpaw. We'll have to see how AJ does against another southpaw.
He's never, well, apart from obviously Usyk, but Usyk was shorter. He's never had issues with boxers that are similar height to him or taller. So for me, I'm going for an AJ knockout.
But Wallin's been
between 4 and 6.
Kind of avoided, hasn't he? They don't really want
again spot on, and he's had an injury as well. So again, I believe he had a hand injury. That's why he was out for a while. So
well, I'm going to be very curious to see this next fight. I have to say.
No, 100%. Because I think out of the two, you probably thought that Joshua would be the one that would.
I really wasn't
the bump
sure.
in the road.
I really wasn't sure. But what I was very confident on was that one of the fights would go against the
100%
the grain.
Yeah.
But it may even be both.
Of course. Also wanting to win this fight. But he has to stay extremely.
Two heavyweights of a few years ago who were holding the belts at the end of their careers.
Has to stay extremely disciplined like Parker to get anything out of Joshua.
It could possibly be the end of both of these guys' careers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look there. Even in the third round, the double jab that Parker landed, he was off balance.
Yeah, Chris, Carl Frampton just saying it was a really mature performance from Joseph Parker, and I think Joseph's had such accomplishments at such a young age. To think that he's only 31 now, he's only really, in terms of age, coming into his prime now, isn't he?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
I've been working this rope line since the beginning of this event and been talking to people for the entire year. And I don't think in my entire career of boxing I've heard anyone whose mentality has been more dissected and criticized as yours has this year by other fighters. Can you, just in your own words, just say what it is that this journey has been like? The dark room, the trainers.
The dark room was 10-10. You should definitely try it. I had a 5-day break from training camp, and I was like, I'm obviously going to go back to training camp after 5 days. And I didn't want to go like Dubai or Jamaica or somewhere crazy because I'll come back too tired. And this opportunity popped up actually. So I was like, 100%, I'll take that. When I looked into what it's about, it was a good idea. Not many people have the balls or the courage or the mental toughness to sit in a room, pitch black by themselves, and reflect on how far they've come. So I thought, yeah, it'd be good for me. Phenomenal experience, refreshed. It's in the past now, but at the time it was really good for me. and I'll definitely do it again, 100%.
Did that have something to do with you deciding to look for a new trainer and finding Ben Davidson?
No. That was just because I had a 5-day break, but I really wanted to rest and recover. I didn't want to go somewhere where I'm going to meet people, going out for food, talking shit. I wanted to really rest and recover, so the dark room was the perfect spot. Right? That's all I could do. No phone, no communication with no one, no visuals, no music. Honestly, you should try it if you can. We're all going to die one day, so I'm someone that builds up a lot of experiences in my life.
Have you felt like it has been necessary to recalibrate your mentality and to bring a stronger attitude to the ring?
Yeah, you have to. If you want to win, you have to.
We know that the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder fight is what we're all here expecting to be announced at the end of the night.
I got to win. That's why I'm focused on not to winning.
But you've said that you'd rather fight for a title than fight Wilder.
Of course. Wouldn't you?
I would rather see you fight Wilder.
Okay, from an entertainment point of view.
Yeah, it's the fight that we've been waiting for years and years and years. It seems like maybe the biggest fight in boxing. Why not have that fight?
Oh, what? Of course I'll fight Wilder, 100%. But if you was like, you know them questions that they do on TikTok, heavyweight championship or another fighter, you put Fury, Wilder, Usyk, or the championship. I'll say the championship. It's not that I don't want to fight these guys. I just value the championship way more than anyone, because you've never heard someone say, oh, this person fought that person, but you do hear that they were 5-time heavyweight champion of the world. That lives, and that brings more money, more business, more than anything, right? So for me, when I'm looking at where I'm going to be in 20 years from now, they'll never say who I fought. They'll just know my credentials and what I've done.
Hey, you see where his energy is. I'd rather fight him than rather fight for a belt. Because sometimes this opportunity don't come around often. He's been a champion before, so the opportunity of being able to fight for a title should come around for him again. But being able to fight another rival, something that's been going on for decades, to be able to fight him, I don't know why would he pass that up. But different strokes for different folks, it's the same. I want him, but I don't know if he wants me. And like I told him before when I saw him, if we never fight, I wish him nothing but the best and nothing less. And I really mean that, and I still mean that to this day.
Now let's welcome to the ring, coming to us from Watford, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 26 wins, 3 defeats, 23 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
I never answer to no, man, I still go, 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 go. Feel low, y'all still go, go. Feel slow, y'all still go, go. Slow hope, y'all still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. Say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before.
If you really want to know, I'm a tricky southpaw. I'm a good fighter. It's kind of a short notice to this fight, and also he's got a new trainer, so I think that's that can be tricky.
There's a little bit of history there. There's some amateur fights that you've had. There's plenty of rounds sparring as well. And you said that he's a different guy to what you remember. How has Anthony Joshua changed from the man that you used to know?
Well, I only know him outside of the ring, really. I mean, inside the ring too, but not in a fight like this. And my sense now is, he used to be an happy guy, but I don't know. From what I see, he seems very stiff and tense. But I don't know. Maybe he's fed up with all this stuff.
I think you might be right. And also, let me just ask you this. I watched an interview the other day with Anthony where he said that there will be blood and bruises on Saturday night. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, look at the Fury fight. You see a lot of blood and a lot of bruises.
I'm here to fight. I'm not here to party and get caught up in the glitz and glam. I want to fight. I want to perform well. Put that pressure on myself. Of course I'm tense because I want to perform. I want to win. I got that urge to win, and I want to hurt my opponent as well.
Everybody talking about the bigger fights. I know the focus is Saturday, but so refreshing to have a man talking
Pure focus on Saturday.
And making sure you're focused. He's making sure you're dialed in for Saturday night.
Yeah. Pure focus on Saturday. That's where my heart, my soul, every cell in my body is fully focused towards Otto Wallin and doing what I know I can do.
Uh. 251 pounds on the nose for the former unified world heavyweight champion. Tomorrow night, day of reckoning, the final bout of the evening. AJ Anthony Joshua, Otto All-In Wallin. 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Here they are, face to face. They face each other tomorrow night for the final bout of the evening at the Kingdom Arena here in Boulevard City, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Day of reckoning. The big boys of the ring. Wallin versus Joshua for the final contest. Available worldwide on pay-per-view. Day of reckoning.
Can't read you at all. Normally you're so jovial and happy.
I'm happy. I'm jovial. Look at everyone here today. Thanks everyone for coming out. Viewers at home as well. We appreciate you. Everyone that's tuning in from all over the world. We appreciate you. As I say, this is the best fight card in history, and I'm here with you guys, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now.
You've known him for a long, long time. How confident are you that you're going to get the win, or do you expect it to be very difficult?
Well, if my prayers are answered, I'll get the win. I've been focused, praying hard, and whatever God wants for me, I'm going to follow that path in it. Who knows, but I'm making sure it's not just prayer, I'm following up by action as well.
Eddie, he took this fight on short notice, a very tough opponent. Did you try and dissuade him from taking this fight?
No, he knows, the training team knows. You got to go through people like Otto Wallin. He's come, he's talked a great game. We'll see if it's real or false confidence. Doesn't matter, he's ready. You're going to see what I believe is the best heavyweight in the world tomorrow night. You're going to see a dominant and brutal performance. He's going to take this guy out. Remember these words.
All right, and Anthony, obviously all in the media right now, everyone's talking about a future fight, you versus Deontay. We saw Tyson Fury had a fight signed with Usyk, and he almost got beat by an MMA guy. How are you focused on this fight and not worried about that fight?
Let me not make that same mistake. Listen, I'm a serious fighter. I'm a serious businessman as well. I've got a great team behind me. They're handling business, but as I always say, let me focus on what I've got to focus on. Without Saturday night, there is no future. So Saturday night, as I've been saying all week, that's been my main focus. So whatever happens in the ring, I know that's where my heart is, innit? I need to get this win. I hope everyone's supporting me. If you pray, put me in your prayers, and let's go out there and handle business. And as I said, I appreciate everyone for coming out. Lots of love, yeah? Bless.
There you go. Gentlemen, with the final bout of the evening tomorrow night at Day of Reckoning, 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division, presented by Queensberry Promotions and Matchroom Boxing in association with AJ Boxing and Solita Promotions. Let's bring the fighters to the scales. Coming out first with a record of 27 fights, 26 victories, including 14 wins by knockout, only one defeat. Originally from Sweden, now living, training, and fighting out of the Big Apple, New York City, New York, USA. He's the former EBU European Heavyweight Champion, ranked number 2 in the world by the IBF. He is Otto All-In Wallin.
To Seconds Out, your watch along. It's here. It's time. It is the main event. It is Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin. Walkouts are underway. I'm joined by Ali Ahmed, Keith Fraser.
Hello.
Hanging in there till the end of the night. And Cristiano Ronaldo there standing up for the Saudi Arabian national anthem next to Conor McGregor and also next to His Excellency, who is the man responsible for putting on all these great fights in Saudi Arabia, all the big ones. But will we see Wilder and Joshua? Because that's a big one that's just been shaken up by Joseph Parker winning moments ago. So Michael Buffer in the ring now, bringing out Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin for the headline event. Gentlemen, another upset? What do you reckon?
I think it's possible.
You've been predicting them all night.
I think it's possible. Look, listen, he almost upset Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm.
He's very relaxed, and I think Anthony Joshua's very tense. Actually, I don't buy all this stuff. I was in fight mood and everything. When you saw him interviewed, he's tense. He's giving those one-word answers.
There's a ton of pressure on Anthony Joshua for this fight because of the losses he's had over the last year and a half. And just like, Deontay Wilder losing is detriment, his career is on the line now, Deontay Wilder. And the same would happen to Joshua if he doesn't win tonight. That seat at the top table, as they say, will certainly be in jeopardy. Those big money fights. A lot of money is on the line. The future of his career is on the line. His own self-confidence, whether he can get another world title. And so, yeah, I think you're right. He does look focused, but perhaps even tense this week because of the pressure on his shoulders.
I think he's tense. I don't feel he feels that comfortable, in my opinion. Giving those one-word answers he did the other day, I don't know. There's something going on upstairs, and I would not be surprised if we see another upset here.
We've got Wallin walking out to the winner takes it all by ABBA, the Swede that he is, of course. There's quite a nice choice there, I think, for the Swede. Winner
I wonder if he's been down to the Docklands to see. Was it the
ABBA trip? What's it called?
I forget what it's called, but yeah, I've seen it. It's very, very impressive. Maybe Otto Wallin will...
He looks so smiley, so happy all week long, even up until now going in the ring. Just enjoying it, Otto Wallin. I mean...
I think he has
It's an opportunity for him.
I think he has to enjoy it.
Fury, so he's had these big nights, but this is obviously potentially maybe the second or arguably first biggest night of his career.
Well, this will be the biggest payday of his career.
Biggest payday, yeah.
Biggest payday, biggest night. He's been an avoided boxer.
He has.
People have avoided him.
This is an opportunity Fury like that,
for him.
You get avoided. That eye was awful.
But again, different styles, different fights.
And also, it happens, cuts over the eye. It doesn't necessarily mean you're an astonishing boxer. It's just that cut
100%.
that happened that then developed and got worse over the course of the fight, right?
Absolutely, and it made the fight a lot more dramatic than it should have been.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Joshua's making his way with his team.
He's got his hands and head to the sky.
258 management, Eddie Hearn.
Sparkly white gown. I love the walkouts and the walkout clothes.
That's it. He does that. Yeah.
I love the whole fanfare of boxing.
If I'm not mistaken, that's a tribute to Muhammad Ali.
Oh, is it? The hands, the
white
gown.
robe and stuff. Yeah, that he does.
I'm trying to study Joshua's face. I want to try and see if I can read any of his body language.
I'll be honest with you, Keith. He's looking relaxed.
Yeah, I think his psychology is very hard to read. It seems to be different from one day to the next. And, we saw his outburst at the end of the Usyk fight. And people thought very lowly of him after that, including myself. I then met him after that and spoke to him, interviewed him, and came out of that thinking he was absolutely lovely.
Exactly.
Super nice guy in the flesh. So it's quite hard, I think, to read his psychology.
100%. I think obviously it's been a bit difficult for him since the night in New York. Ever since then, as the months and the weeks, months, years have gone on, I think mentally he's been up and down.
New York?
New York was difficult when he fought Andy Ruiz.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think that was a massive turning point in his psychology and the way he thought about the media, etc. Maybe a little bit too much negative press after the Andy Ruiz fight, potentially. And that must have hurt him, obviously getting knocked down numerous times. But he got back up and got stopped on his feet, I believe, in that fight.
Richie Woodall saying he thought AJ looked mean and moody this week.
And I think that's a good thing, as long as he can back it up in the ring. Deontay Wilder talks a good game, and then he got in the ring today, and look what happened.
Yeah.
So
as did Jarrell Miller.
Exactly. And then, so this is the opposite, right? You got Otto Wallin, probably a little bit too smiley. Is he there?
Maybe.
Is he there just having a nice holiday?
Well, I don't know, because I think Otto Wallin is
he going to come and cause
on an
issue?
Upward trajectory, and I think when you're on the up, you're happy, you have that self-belief.
Yeah. Absolutely, but I think the connection here with Ben Davison, I think that's a fantastic move.
Yeah,
I do
personally,
believe that.
I'm a big believer in Ben Davison. Personally, I just think that what he's done with
I've got a lot of
many
respect for him. I have a lot of respect for him.
He's turned multiple fighters into world champions.
In a short space of time.
Yeah.
100%, and he picked up Tyson Fury when no one wants to go near him.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Lee Wood and so many others, and Josh Taylor, and I think it's a good move from AJ to Ben Davison, and he knows also tactically he's very, very, very astute.
Yes,
Ben Davison, and
in
also
between the rounds, I agree.
In Tyson Fury's corner for the fight against Otto Wallin.
Yep.
I mean, let's assume that Anthony Joshua wins tonight. He's not going to fight Deontay Wilder next.
Well, you know,
why not?
I would be surprised.
Just depends what money's on the table if people still are interested in that fight, right?
The thing is, Keith, right? Who's available?
Well, maybe
Apart from Deontay.
Daniel Dubois.
You said that a few times tonight.
Joseph Parker.
All British fight, Joseph Parker, but we've seen it before.
That's too early
wanna
for.
see Fury.
That's sorry
Too
to
early
cut
for
you.
Parker.
That's too early for Dubois.
Oh, sorry.
Dubois.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's
for
been in with
Dubois.
Usyk.
Stars make fights, mate. If that's a shootout,
I think that would be a good fight.
Listen,
It's too
obviously
early for Dubois, I agree.
Dubois can bang, but if you're going
Unless AJ looks terrible tonight, it's too early for Dubois.
hundreds,
I tell you what, Dubois showed tonight, which he showed a punch
Guts.
variety,
yeah,
which I think is better than Joshua.
and it was very
But I
good to
think-
see him punch it like he was fighting on the back foot at times.
But
Well,
actually,
majority
sorry, I
of that
think
fight.
isn't the plan that if AJ beats Wallin, then him and Hrgović would maybe at
That's a
some point fight for
possibility.
the IBF belt when it gets
Yeah.
stripped.
Well, if that's the case, then if AJ wants to wait for that, I think that's a good
I think
option. I
that's
think
why-
AJ knocks him out.
I think that's why this fight is happening, because Otto Wallin, I think, is ranked second in the IBF and Hrgović first. And
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Hrgović is mandatory, and I think the belt gets
So that means Joshua must be
stripped
3 then, right?
after Fury Usyk.
Fine.
because they're doing a rematch.
That makes sense.
So yeah, it will be Joshua Hrgovic for the IBF. So it says world title fight on the line, basically.
That'd be good. And then...
Just look at Varlin's
Can I take that off?
stats. Yeah.
There you go. They're just about to announce Anthony Joshua.
Just having a look at Varlin's.
Looks like we're going to be kicking off at 11:30 UK time.
What is the time of Saudi Arabia? 2 hours ahead, is it?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it-
Varlin,
3 hours ahead?
14
3.
KOs, 26 wins, and the only loss on his record is to Tyson Fury. I mean, you have
What's
to,
his-
and it was such a, good fight from him as well, that one loss. You have to be confident if you're Otto Varlin with a record like that.
But who else has he fought?
Who else has he fought? Fair.
He's Dominic Brazil on a record there.
Dominic Breesdale.
And that's about it.
Gassiev was.
With respect, everyone's fought Dominic Brazil and everyone's
Yeah,
beaten
he'll
him,
beat him, yeah.
of any note.
I'll be honest with you. This should be... The only way Joshua loses is if he loses concentration. It's as simple as that. As long as he doesn't switch off, he'll knock him out.
So much at stake for Anthony Joshua.
Wallin is a very solid, durable southpaw, but he hasn't fought much on his resume.
The punch that Joshua and often orthodox fighters seem to get caught by, and actually your man Jordan got caught by a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, is that straight left from a southpaw.
Absolutely. So you got.
And so I think that's the fight. We'll see how Joshua copes with that in this fight.
So how you cope with that is basically you got to step to your left out of the orthodox stance to go away from the southpaw.
Yeah, because these are the IBF rankings. Hrgovic first, Varlin second, and Joshua third. So this is all about the IBF
Sure.
belt.
Which is the belt that Joshua won when he first won
Good
the world
jab there
title
by Anthony Joshua.
when he
Stiff
beat
jab.
Charles Martin.
He's feinting well. He started well, Anthony Joshua here. Right hand to the body. Beautiful shot. Feinted the jab. He's felt that. He's gone for a walk, Wallin. Is it Wallin? Valin?
I've asked the same
Varlin. I
question
think
myself.
it's Varlin.
I think it is Varlin.
Yeah.
It's interesting because obviously Dimitri Salita manages, I think, or promotes.
I'm
he
not
did.
sure about that.
I don't know,
He did promote, manage Valin
but not now.
and Jarrell Miller.
And Jeremiah.
Be interesting to see if one of
This
them
is
wins tonight.
superb. Great start from Anthony Joshua. The right hand to the body.
Yeah, but he's throwing up the jab, and Valin's obviously slapping his hands down.
Absolutely. That's what that lead hand is for. "40 seconds left of the first round." It's good to see Anthony Joshua trying to put a bit of structure into his work with regards to feinting.
And he's got a
with his
decent jab as well, Joshua, hasn't he?
Pardon?
He's got a decent jab.
Very good jab. Follows up with a right hand off of that back, off of the lead hand, Anthony Joshua.
Which hit Valin's glove.
He's marked up Wallin's nose already. 1-0 Joshua. I totally agree. It's the best start for 2-3 years.
Oh, so since Ruiz.
Yep, I
Steve
agree with
Bunce
that.
is saying it's the best start we've seen from him. Well, the 2 fights this year would have given him some confidence in that rebuild.
Indeed, and I mean, look at his demeanour there. He's the same. That's the same as how he was in the press conference. So he looks like he's locked in, zoned in.
Yeah, he's locked in.
I wonder if he's been having any psychological coaching.
I think he went on I think he went on a 4 or 5 day retreat where he was just doing a lot of psychology work in the dark, in a dark room after his last fight. That's what I've heard. It came up in a few interviews earlier in the week, just to go to reconnect and refind, or try to find what he had before. So God willing, hopefully, at the end of the day, he's a British lad, and we want British fighters to do well. See, reaching, very good from Wallin there.
Yeah, good job.
Wallin would definitely have his moments. Southpaw, very awkward. That's a lovely jab. He stepped on the outside of Wallin's right foot. Good rotation there, good hand control there by Joshua. It seems like he's committing to his shots early on, Anthony Joshua. He's always been a good combination puncher, Anthony. But can he put it together?
Straight left there.
Yeah.
From Wallin.
Half caught Anthony there as he was turning away from the left hand. Lovely counter right hand by Anthony Joshua there. He's done it again, a bit like Charles Martin.
Double jab there from Wallin.
Again, this is the key. His foot speed is much better. Good. Long right hand body shot there from Joshua. Landed again into this final minute of the
nice
second.
Jab again from Anthony Joshua. Back from Wallin. Got a slightly blooded nose already, Wallin.
Yeah. That's from the long right hand he landed earlier in the round. Marked him up with a jab in the first. Superb.
Good to the body there, Joshua. He's boxing quite clever, Anthony Joshua, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like the old Anthony Joshua.
Here we go. Lost his shape there. That's why he missed with the overhand right, Joshua. Last 10 seconds of the second. Very good. 2-0. Anthony Joshua. Looks like Wallin's got some damage to his nose already. He's got to move his head, Keith.
Yeah, he's very upright.
This could be a mauling.
Yeah, because it doesn't even look like AJ's really got going yet, and he's already hurting him.
He's literally just going, he's in first gear. Doing the basics well, like we said all night, with all the boxers. Fundamentals, right? Holding your shape.
I don't put Wallin down as a hugely talented heavyweight, would you?
I think there was just a question mark over him after that Fury fight, but he hasn't done anything since to prove it either way. I mean, he hasn't lost since, but he hasn't fought anyone major either.
There you go. So this is the thing. So Joshua's in a position of, if he wins, as you say there, Joe, you're right. Wallin hasn't really fought anyone of note apart from Fury. And if he loses, oh my God, his career's over.
What, Wallin?
No, Joshua.
Joshua.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a lose-lose.
Huge stakes, yeah.
If he wins, he was supposed to. And if he loses, oh, it's over.
But the thing is, if he wins, he is in line for another world title.
Absolutely
fight,
is.
And so that's
Absolutely.
him, and potentially this fight with Wilder. And no, I think if he wins, it's more than just he was supposed to. I think he's talked about again. He's in position again.
I do think it's quite a. I actually don't think it's a great division. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about that earlier. You're spot on. I mean, if you're comparing eras, right? But
so what? Joshua would fight Hrgovic potentially for a vacant title.
So that's
Anthony's
if
starting to put the
after
combinations
Fury,
together.
Have their first fight. If they have a second fight, then they'll get stripped of the IBF.
Counter right hand by Anthony there. Wallin seems to be growing into this.
Yeah, he's
it's a
picked
better
it up
round
a bit
from
in
him.
this round. Good
First time
straight
he's
left
gone
to the
that-
body.
Yeah, first time he's done that tonight. And then a good relaxed jab there from the waist. Superb left hook.
That was
I
good
called
left
that
hook
all
from
night
Anthony
long.
Joshua.
See these subtle movements that Joshua's doing left to right, feinting with the lead leg. It's just stopping Wallin, to lead off with his own jab. Into the final minute of the third round. Joshua's slowly pushing Wallin back towards the ropes.
Has he got a slight cut on his eye?
Potentially.
Wallin as well.
So this is the difference, right? Joshua's committing to his punches, where Wilder was just staying on the back foot.
Again, look at their body fat. I mean, Wallin, Joshua just looks so much fitter, doesn't he?
But again, that's aesthetics, right?
Yeah, I know. Just
So
interesting.
No,
That conversation
for sure.
we were having earlier.
Of course. There we go. That's the end of the third. 3-0, I'd say. Keith?
Yeah, I would agree with you. Wallin's not
All right,
done
it'd be
enough.
nice to see Joshua try and go for a.
The beauty here now is,
for a
can Anthony Joshua
stoppage.
maintain this pace
I'd be nice
and
to see
keep his level of
Joshua
fitness up high as
go
the
for
rounds go on?
I think. Do you not think Joshua will go for a stoppage?
Oh, for sure. It's natural. That comes naturally to him. He just got natural power in both hands. And all in these first 3 rounds, he's landed a lot of body shots, whether it's with the lead hand or the rear hand. And that's going to tire Wallin mid to late rounds.
See, now I have to say that he looks really in the zone.
Crisp. Oh, he
when
definitely
we were talking
does, yeah.
about his psychology and was he tense and was he mean, and now he just looks like an elite athlete in the absolute moment.
Absolutely. But the key
He's very
is
zoned in, has to be said.
he needs to maintain this for as long as this fight lasts, whether it's...
A bit like Joseph Parker was
100%.
zoned in.
100%. It's all about focus. Every second of each round. They beautiful looping right there by Anthony Joshua. Wallin is looking very flat-footed at the moment. Yeah. It's good the way he's just
Joshua's
punching out
hand
his jab
speed
there.
is I think the difference at the minute.
Absolutely is, for sure. And he's looking relaxed, which he hasn't done for a very long time in the boxing ring, under the lights. Overhand right again after a touch jab, AJ. He just needs to keep investing in what he's doing. Stiff arm there, beautiful.
How hurt does Valen look to you? Just a little bit.
I think he's like as we said at the beginning, he's very durable. He's taken some clean shots here. He's a tough man, but can he throw something back with any note to stop AJ coming forward? That's the key here.
Yeah, I mean, Valen's never been stopped because that fight with Tyson, that is his only loss, went the distance.
That went to 12 rounds, didn't it?
Yeah. That was Tyson hanging on for 12, wasn't it?
Correct. He's changed that right hand straight down the middle, just over the top behind the ear. AJ going into the final minute.
I think, Joe, you hit the nail on the head. I think the Tyson Fury fight, was it you said? I think it's a bit of a red herring.
Yeah, because it's all about that cut on the eye, which doesn't
that's what we said.
massively
We said that earlier.
prove how good you are as a boxer. It can just be...
Could be a freak.
Listen, it was a clash of heads.
Yeah.
Really. And then when Joshua's flurried him. Are we counting or is he just okay? Interesting. Volin went down, crouched over. Referee gives him a warning. I did say mid to late round stoppage here. That's on the cards at the moment. 10 seconds left in the fourth. If Joshua can...
what are we in, round 5? No?
Coming up.
We had 4 rounds?
4 complete, 4-0. Valin is working very hard mentally here to even stick with AJ. He's working very hard mentally to even stay with.
It's nice to see Ben Davison in the corner and what he has to say to Joshua. If Joshua continues to look this good, I hope he stays with Ben Davison.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is he going to stay with
the guy in Texas?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Ben Davison's got such a good training group.
I think so.
I mean, you know,
it's timing as well in life, right? So
yeah, Leeward's done so well.
And does Anthony
confidence down there?
See that feint straight away? That allows him then to throw that rear hand to the body. Great jab. That was a very interesting, the way AJ threw that. He's really turned his hand over there with both his hooks off of the left and the right hand. So far, it's been a masterclass.
Yeah, he's connecting, isn't he?
He's just done it again.
He's picking
right
him
down
off.
the middle.
Joshua.
I think if Anthony can double up that jab and follow in like that, the knockout could come a lot sooner.
Yeah. Otto Valen's bleeding.
I mean, if we look at it, the experience that Joshua would have gained from fighting Usyk would have been amazing for him, even though he lost twice.
Also, it'd be nice to see him do well against another southpaw.
No, 100%.
And wipe that from his mind.
For sure, going forwards. Volin is trying.
He's trying, but he's limited. He is limited.
He's flat-footed. He's falling short. Will he have the confidence to come forward? And then that's what's going to happen. Right hand, left hook. AJ, he's a very good finisher. 1 minute to go in the 5th round.
I think this sets
Volin
up...
is struggling. He's backing up onto the ropes here now. Will AJ finish him off? Will he reserve and not get greedy? Back on that jab.
This is the best
He's got
performance from
plenty
Anthony
of
Joshua in
time.
a long, long
I
time.
think this sets up Joshua Fury again quite nicely.
Indeed. He's pushed him back. This could be over shortly. 35 seconds of the fifth to go.
Although, of
He's
course,
looking very spiteful.
if Fury loses to Usyk, it could be Joshua Usyk
Rematch.
3.
Oh, true.
Huh?
Yeah.
But as you said earlier,
Well, he'll
Joe,
have-
Parker's put his name in the hat. He's put himself forward.
That is also true.
And then we've got Hrgovic as well.
Yes, indeed.
So,
And a certain Zile
pathways open
Zhang.
for Anthony
Beautiful.
Joshua,
This is what
should he
he's
come
hurt him again with a left hook
through
there.
this-
Sorry, Joe.
the way he looks to.
That could
Where does Zile Zhang
easily
fit
be
in
scored a
there?
10-8. That
Sorry?
Where does Zile Zhang fit into the mix?
Would that, yeah, Zhile
right up
Zhang,
there.
he has the WBO interim belt, doesn't he? So I guess after Fury and Usyk fight twice, then it'll be Zhang's turn to fight whoever wins that. for the
Super boxing,
WBO and
Anthony.
whatever else they have at that point.
I mean, he's 40, isn't he?
There
Oh,
we go.
it's
It's
done.
off. They've called him out. It's job done.
Wow.
How did that happen then?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
His
What do
corner,
you mean?
his corner called it.
That was a bit
Valen's
soon.
corner.
Wasn't that a bit soon?
No,
Well, he's
with all due
bleeding
respect,
and-
it's Otto Wallin. It's not.
It wasn't.
There's
I don't think
levels
Otto
to this
called It. It
game.
was his corner that called it, right?
Yeah, no, he was, and it was rightly.
I mean,
they're
his
saving
face
him for
was all
another day.
bleeding.
He was
Yeah, but
concussed.
I mean, bit premature.
Do you know what? He could have got hurt there. It would have been more, not that devastating knockout, but the accumulation.
I would agree
volume.
with you, but I just think that.
You're not wrong,
What
mate.
did he
I
lost?
would've-
4 or 5 rounds?
I would have given him another round there and then checked on him again myself, but that was only ending one way.
He's not even tired, is he, Anthony
No,
Joshua?
no. And that's good to see. It's good to have.
Yeah.
Nice to have that little.
The
old school
only
swag back.
advantage Valen had was the fact he was a southpaw.
Yeah.
Apart from that, limited.
Indeed. But again, he's fought the best southpaw of his generation twice. Fell short.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's learned big lessons from that.
Back to his best.
I wouldn't
Too
say he's-
early to say.
I
Didn't see
thought it was
enough
a very good
rounds.
performance. It was a very good performance.
If you're going to put this performance into isolation, then yes. But he needs to build on this.
And you need to see against a tougher opponent. To
And
know
again-
for sure if he's back to his best.
As we're critiquing this, we put that pressure on him because he does have that ability. So he needs to step up. Whoever he fights next, Hrgovic again, he's a very static, tall fighter.
Yeah.
That will suit Anthony Joshua.
I mean, look, Joseph Parker put on a very good performance today. Would Joseph Parker beat Anthony Joshua?
No.
You think
Unlikely.
Anthony Joshua beats Joseph again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard. We didn't see. Look, Anthony Joshua looked great, but we only saw 5 rounds. It's quite hard to judge off that. No?
I think,
You saw enough to say
Yeah.
he'd beat Joseph Parker?
yeah, for sure. Stars make fights.
I'd like
Parker
to see
would not
Parker.
fight that
I'd
same
like
way.
to see Parker have another go at trying to redeem,
Oh, no,
his record there,
The fans won't mind watching it,
especially after seeing it tonight.
but Joshua wins that fight. He hits too hard. He'll commit to those shots. A committed
said-
Anthony Joshua is a dangerous man.
I've got
Good to
mentally
see
and
him
physically.
smiling again after a fight.
Is he? That debate can be had. Is he as good as Lennox Lewis? Clearly not.
Come on.
No, clearly not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what
But
you're
at the
saying.
end of the day, in this era, he's one of the best. Anthony Joshua.
And again, I would argue
You can only
that
fight what's
who
put in
is
front
there
of you.
out there really who you think
Amir Khan there in the ring, hugging.
who would you say
Anthony Joshua.
is out there that you
And
would
his
say,
dad.
oh well, hang on a minute, this guy's really good? Fury,
When Joshua first came on the scene, I said that. He was decent, very good, looks good. Can he develop? Can he grow?
Jared Anderson, maybe
What next?
not next, but I'm just saying, Who would you
Does he
say
punch hard
is a really top quality operator at heavyweight?
I want to see how Francis Ngannou develops. He's had one fight.
I put AJ into that conversation.
Good. I want to see Ngannou after
but it's not going to happen, is it, with Ngannou?
Well, I want to see him after 3 or 4 more fights. fights.
Listen, he's got the power, he's got the size.
Yeah, he's only going to get better and better.
But in my opinion, Tyson Fury, he didn't take that seriously.
I think Zhang is so dangerous.
He didn't train for that fight. You could see clearly that Tyson didn't train for.
I don't know. Joseph Parker said this week in an interview that they were training very, very hard for it, and that he was very surprised at that fight, the way it went.
I'll be honest with you, with all due respect, I don't believe that.
Parker was in camp with him, and that's what he said this week.
And the other thing is like I said to you earlier, Ali, I mean, Fury, his weight goes up and down. I question how much longer he's got, because
you can say that, but how much since he's been back, how much does his weight fluctuate? Not much. He's in the gym every day. But there's a difference to being in the gym every day and being in the gym to get ready to fight. So yes, he might have been in the gym doing a few rounds here and there.
Ben Davison.
But was he really focused on Ngannou? I don't think so. He's a UFC fighter.
No, he must have.
All the other UFC fighters have lost to YouTubers, former world champions.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So come on.
And what's his name? Jake Paul has beaten a couple of UFC guys.
Yeah, knocked out Nate Diaz, or knocked down. Sorry, yeah, he's knocked out Anderson Silva, a legend of the sport. Really?
But then again, all that goes to show you is that UFC guys are not they're not boxers,
and boxers are not UFC fighters.
Correct.
Simple. We said this earlier, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about different disciplines.
So I'm saying, who is there out there? I mean, I have to say,
they were saying Caballero just now.
It's
not really an interesting fight for most people, but it's a good fight. Caballero's unbeaten.
That's a good shout. I mean, he needs to go up the rankings, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Caballero
to make it interesting.
Again, but who's he fought? I mean, the guy he fought today. Was it Makhmudov?
Well, we'll see what he says now to Chris Mannix about what he's going to do next.
You've got a few heavyweights in the mix. Frank Sanchez, possibly.
I think the Hrgovic fight is interesting. The Hrgovic fight is interesting.
You said one upset.
I did.
You got your upset.
He's talking about Ben Davison. And he's saying Ben Davison will judge his performance. He doesn't want to judge his own performance.
He didn't even get touched. Faultless.
Could be interesting, because you may have a situation
the old AJ, Chris Mannix is saying, sorry.
Where Joshua fights Fury and Ben Davison is in Joshua's corner.
Apologies. Oh, what Fury? And with Ben. Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? What a storyline.
Would be a big storyline, because at the end of the day, Tyson Fury effectively launched the career of Ben Davison.
Absolutely. Facts.
And can you imagine if he's in AJ's corner against Fury?
Do you think Fury should have split from Ben Davison at that time?
No, I don't think so.
He split didn't he split after the Otto Wallin fight?
Something, yes.
No, it was after.
Was it after? It was Otto Wallin, wasn't it?
Oh, was it after?
Yeah, it was Otto Wallin. And
so much more relaxed, AJ, in this post-fight interview than we've obviously seen certain interviews in the past.
I think
Just
that's
relaxed, chill, happy.
We also forget, right? Wallin, he lost twice to Joshua in the amateurs as well.
Maybe Zhilei Zhang against Joshua would be interesting.
Joshua just said he's already sparred Caballero. They've sparred.
Oh, really?
Yeah, over the years.
So he's talking about the history he's had with Otto Wallin, paying off today.
Yeah. He was damaging it, wasn't he? The combination punches were back, I'd say.
Manic's asking him about Ben Davison. And AJ saying he's searching for greatness.
Impressive.
It's asking about Deontay Wilder losing.
He wasn't watching. It's the right thing. That's the right attitude to have.
He doesn't seem bothered that Wilder lost. He's just saying, so what? Wilder will be back.
One thing I will say is a loss shouldn't... If you lose a boxing
look at
fight,
Parker and Joe
that should not
Joyce.
mean your career's over.
No, I mean, look at Parker losing to Joe Joyce, and now here he is victorious against Deontay Wilder.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is a bit of a difference, though, because at the end of the day, Parker's 30,
what age
31.
you're at, and it's the fact that Wilder is, on a comeback trail.
No, but just in general. So if you take a loss, learn from it and come back stronger.
Canelo's had losses, hasn't he? You know, there are some great greats that have had losses.
Lennox Lewis had 2 losses, didn't he? But he avenged those losses.
Talking about Usyk Fury.
Seems really happy. AJ. Talking about potentially a third world title.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, final thoughts, guys. Who do you want to see AJ fight next?
Whoever, that's up to Eddie Hearn. But if you're asking me,
Hergovich,
I'll take Hergovich.
Hergovich
doesn't interest me.
The reason I say that is for the world. It's going towards a world title belt.
I'd like to look.
Well,
I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him fight Zhilei Zhang.
Oh yeah, the man.
And if
that'd be
Zhilei
good.
Zhang,
Is
I
that
mentioned it earlier. I know it sounds a bit funny, but I'd
Because
like
then he
to
can
see
take
him
his
fight
interim
Dubois.
belt, and then he's in line for a WBO belt, or he can fight Hergovich, and then you're in a mandatory position. So yeah,
He's got
either.
options.
There are options.
Wilder, Hergovich, Zhilei Zhang.
Wilder, forget it. Not going to happen. I don't think. Can't see the point of it.
And Fury at some point down the line.
So if you want to fight
next year, maybe.
If you want to fight that's got meaning to it, then he potentially fights Hergovich or Zhilei Zhang, because that leads him to a world title, which is what he's just said he wants.
But then, where does Daniel Dubois go after this? Could that be a possible fight?
I don't think there's anything
I
interesting.
bet you Frank Warren would fancy
Daniel Dubois versus Parker.
Dubois Parker, yeah, that could
Why
avenge
not?
his loss to Joe Joyce.
Easy to make.
That could happen. That's a possibility, isn't it?
Go from
yeah,
there.
there's definitely
Caballero,
options out
Dubois.
There's options out there. All right, guys. Well, it has been a pleasure. Exciting night.
there. Very much.
Anthony Joshua wins again. Opens up a lot of new pathways for him. Maybe not against Wilder. We will see what happens next. Thank you for joining us for this watch along. I'm Joe Makia, Ali Ahmed, Keith Fraser. Subscribe below. Seconds out. Watch us next time.